Hey Leo, it's Jen here. Thanks for joining me. This is a love reading for you for looking into 2022. And I was sitting here shuffling cards and meditating and trying to figure out which sign to do next. And these cards came out, and then I just got really strongly for Leo. And then I realized I had started your reading, or I was going to do your reading. I set up the computer file for your reading, but then I never did it. So it just seemed like this is definitely meant for you, Leo. So at the bottom of the deck, we have this beautiful Eight of Pentacles energy. And this Eight of Pentacles is all about kind of finding your thing, doing things that feed your soul, that really, when you're doing them, you're present. It's what you want to do outside of work if you're not lucky enough to have work be that thing you love to do. Carving out time. This can also be a card of being the apprentice, but usually it points to the master craftsman, the person who's really honing their craft, who's just put the time in and just really been absorbed with the information, with the craft, with it, with everything about it. So this is, not just um, just a cursory or superficial knowledge or interest. This is like something you're really, really into. So you could all of a sudden realize, hey, I'm sort of a master craftsman, or I have a lot of knowledge in some area. So for me, I've been reading tarot cards for over 30 years. Like, this is something that I have tons of books and I've just obsessed over, and I've just read cards forever. And sometimes it can be something that is so part of you that you kind of forget that you have all this knowledge. It's like, I don't know, you don't even realize the amount of time you've spent doing it because it's just something, it's just so second nature. But this is a love reading, right? So what the fuck does this mean for a love reading? I would say that something around something you really love to do, you're really into, that feed your soul. Again, it could be anything. It could be some sort of exercise, some sort of activity. It could be reading. It could be gardening. It could be working on old cars. It could be splitting wood. It could be absolutely anything that gives you those feelings. So I feel like a connection in love is going to center around that. We got a bunch of cards out, so let's just turn them over. Oh, Three of Pentacles. So you could also meet this person at work. It's someone you work well with. You work well together. You have good communication. You kind of have good instincts. I mean, you could even play on a team with this person in some way. Like if you play softball or something, I don't even know what that could be, but I know there are a lot of different leagues, or could be, play against them or something. If you both do some sorts of arts and crafts, you could meet at a craft fair or a farmer's market or something like that. Or it's someone that, if you're thinking of turning this love of yours into a business, it could be someone that you interact with because of that. Ace of Swords. There's just a real connection here. You probably will really enjoy talking to this person. You find their mind, and they're smart. And it's like they don't stress about, they really try not to focus on superficial things. Here's that word again. This is not a superficial connection. Or you don't want a superficial connection. You want the whole package. You want someone that's kind of independent and interested in things, has their own sort of um, activities that they're into. They're they're good, hard working. They find something that they enjoy to do. They're very intelligent, funny, witty. The Ace of Swords is, hey, what's really important here? What's the most important thing? Let's strip away all the other crap and get to the bottom line of what's really, really important. And they're a thinker too. The World card. So this is a new beginning. Something is wrapping up and something new is beginning. A new approach to your relationship, a new relationship. These tend to lean more towards single and dating people, but if you are with someone, maybe you guys will discover a hobby or something you really like to do together. So if this is a new person coming in, again, that you maybe meet through work or through a hobby, um, it may be their hobby or their work that they love to do, that you hire them or you meet them that way. I feel like you guys move together. This came up for another sign. I can't remember which sign, but it's like you've been through it. I want to. The lovers in this card is kind of, it's making me think of the lovers card, where there's one of the people in the cards has some gray in their hair, and to me it just means he's been through it, but he's not only been through it. It's a looks like a man, stereotypical man. It's hard to do tarot and be gender sensitive because it's so um, it's kind of based on stereotypes as a way to describe energies. You know what I mean? So it's it's uh it's good. It makes you expand your mind, right? But the gray in their hair, reminds me of wisdom though as well. Like it's almost like you're approaching the relationship we have very practically, very thoughtfully, but there is passion over here with the Page of Wands. There's also I'm not going to apologize for who I am or what my boundaries are. I'm not going to allow what other people think to dictate who I date. And I'm moving away from situations that were stressful. Like I'm not going to be in a relationship if it's fucking stressful and there's a lot of drama. I'm just not doing it. These cards are all very peaceful, right? And so that's something that's really important. It has to be a good kind of working relationship, even though it's a romantic relationship. Got to be able to work together, got to be able to get along, you have to be on the same page, I'm hearing. Getting on the same page. Also, I see like a commitment to allowing each other to be themselves and not trying to change them. And you will see, yeah, boy, that's a very Queen of Wands. Queen of Swords. And you'll see if it works out. You're not going to try to force it though. And I think it does just naturally fall into place. Justice. So we kind of have strong, maybe Libra or air sign, Gemini, Aquarius coming out. But this is going to be a new phase in life. Yeah, you're balanced. There's good give and take. There's words and actions unite. The Magician. Yeah, well, it is fiery. It's like you almost have a conversation where you're both like, we can craft whatever kind of relationship we want. I almost see you having a conversation like, let's just be not brutally honest, like, not, let's be tactful about it, right? But let's be honest. We have to be honest. We can't pretend or ignore or whatever things. It's again just this practical approach. Like it's going to work out or it isn't, and let's be upfront so we're not like wasting time. Almost very sort, yeah, Knight of Pentacles, very sort of business transactiony, but it really works. It doesn't detract from the emotional connection. Although we don't have any cups out here yet. That's interesting. But we do have this Page of Wands, which is that fire, that passion, and the Seven of Wands. And the Magician, to me, even though I believe all the aces make up the Magician, I think it's most connected to fire, personally, and manifesting. Oh, you have the World, and then right in front of it, the Magician, manifesting the love you want and crafting the love you want. And that means having conversations about it. Like how this is what I've learned in past relationships, and I'm not going to just jump in and see how it goes. I'm going to also know that I have a hand in this relationship, and if it's going to work, then we have to communicate and all the other things that you've learned in previous relationships. The Hermit, coming out of your shell. Maybe some of you have been single for a long time, doing your own thing. I mean, this can definitely be the Queen of Swords is often depicted as someone that's divorced, which I don't really understand that. I think the sword court cards are misunderstood, but Queen of Swords, she is depicted often as alone. The Hermit, Virgo, depicted as alone. This Eight of Pentacles tends to be a solitary activity. Doesn't have to be, especially with the Three of Pentacles there. Two of Cups. Yep. Love's coming in. Love is coming in. So if you've been single, hang on. Four of Pentacles. You. Queen of Swords again. But if someone is controlling or... Yeah, so the Four of Pentacles is like kind of that miser. They're controlling. They hold on really tight. You will walk away with that Six of Swords. Like you're not going to deal with that. And again, I think you'll have a conversation about that. Yeah, like if we're going to be together, but I don't think it's like, it's a very productive conversation. It's kind of a natural conversation, a real flow for you guys. Because again, it's based on experience and maturity. The Hanged Man. Maybe something about the pandemic really changed how you look at relationships, and maybe it's like, okay, being alone, I'm good at being alone, but maybe it is time to interact with people more again. Double Seven of Wands. Don't worry about what other people think. Knight of Swords. Change in your perspective. Five of Wands. Don't worry about, you may think there's competition, or there may be competition. Maybe this person's sort of seeing someone. Maybe even more so, that may be for very few. The Five of Wands is you guys there may be a little bit of competitiveness, but in a positive way. So the Five of Wands is people practicing. Yeah, so you may do something where you can practice together. Okay, crap on my sweatshirt. Where you can practice together, where you can train together, where you can actively, participate in this connection, whatever this connection is that has introduced you and drawn you together. I mean, it could, with the Knight of Pentacles, you have two knights too. You have pentacles and swords. So earth and air over and over in this reading. Thoughts and actions unite. But the Knight of Pentacles comes in slowly. The Knight of Swords comes in quickly. You could have two options. I mean, you could have two options and you have to figure out. One could be sort of on the controlling side. And then the other person, I think, is going to be probably the earth sign, much more hands off, much more practical. They may go slower. There may even be a period of time where you're like, do they even like me? Like, because they're trying to figure things out. Because this is very giving me a real earthy vibe here. And so I think the earth sign, the hermit, the hanged man, they need to really, maybe their relationship has broken up pretty recently, and they think, I need that time to process, to figure things out before I move forward again. But boy, the passion with the Magician and the Page of Wands and the Five of Wands, this can be sort of, you kind of bicker or banter, but it's kind of it's flirting, like you enjoy it. This is a big deal. This coming in, this has the potential to go the distance. Um, Something about it with these two Seven of Wands, I'm not sure what the, you don't have to defend yourself or explain yourself about this relationship. Maybe it is, I don't see it happening super fast, but you may have, things may have heated up really fast with this person, but I think it's still going to kind of take a longer amount of time to develop. So for example, if there are kids involved, you're like, you can't see each other as much if they're, divorced or something, or getting a divorce, and you want to just sort of stay out of it, stay off the radar. And because of that, guys don't get to see each other as much yet, and whatever, until that justice card. So there could be a legal thing that someone's waiting on. But emotional ties to something else are being cut. A cord is being cut to things from the past, and you are ready to release and transform and move forward and step into this. It's a new phase of life. It's a new you, and you have the opportunity to craft that with the musician. Interesting. With the musician, with the magician, any way you want. Okay, so Leo, that was your reading. Of course, there's like a spicy a passion under the surface here of this whole reading, is what I'm feeling. Um, but I think it's a slow burn. Even more sweeter when it happens, right? Take care, Leo. See you at the next video. Bye.